What's up, guys? Rafe Realm here with SlamZoneSports, back with another wrestling review for you guys. Fatal and I are putting a lot of work into SlamZoneSports, man. Come out and check us out. We need to get that sub count over on the SlamZoneSports channel up. We need to boost that. We need to boost it. On Trovo, Twitch, everything. We're working on a Facebook. We got everything going on. Come out and support us, guys. We need more people to come over, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff so we can start going live to an audience. So we have an audience there, so when we go live and do these watch-alongs, these reviews, we have an audience. I would appreciate you come over. All the links will be down below in the description of this channel. Check it out. Fatal and I, kicking ass, chewing bubble gum. Come out and check us out. I would really appreciate it. Also, all my links will be down below to all my stuff, including all the streaming places, including all my social media, including the new stuff from the Hive. That is Rafe Realm. Check us out. Check me out. Check Fatal Streams out. Support your boys. I would appreciate it. Anyways, we're going to talk about Impact Wrestling, and I'm probably the only one, probably us here at Slam Zone are the only ones talking about this show because, you know, Impact doesn't get the love that it deserves, and actually Impact was really, really good this week. Their Fallout show was really good from Overdrive, and I can tell you that Impact's putting in the work, man. I can't tell you guys this enough. A lot of people sleep on Impact. A lot of people just sleep on Impact and don't give a damn about Impact. They signed with DAZN. DAZN is in millions of homes. Lots of people buy it for the boxing. A lot of people buy it for the soccer. There's tons of stuff going on DAZN. DAZN is a big product, and I'm happy to see Impact doing something outside of Anthem / Access TV, because Access TV is garbage, horrendously garbage, and I don't think Impact's going to be on Anthem very much longer. Our Anthem, or sorry, Access TV very long. I think they're going to shop around because they should be a live traveling show. They could be really good. They could be AEW-esque if they just put the time and the resources and everything into it. I believe in Impact. I've been an Impact lifer for a long time, even when they were TNA. I've stuck around from the good, the bad, and the ugly. I didn't stop watching. It's just time to time, Impact just gets stale. And it reminds me a lot of Ring of Honor when they were with St. Clair. You know what I mean? So anyway, again, I keep telling you guys, watch Impact Weekly. If you can find it somewhere, watch it. It's entertaining. They're on Twitch. They got a YouTube subscription thing. They're really good. They have great names. Jordan Grace is great. Diana Perazzo is great. Mickie James, for being as old as she is and coming to the end of her career, is hella fantastic. They had Mia Yim in the building. Slamovich is great. There's a lot of great talent, and they got Rhino, they got Heath, they got a lot. The Violent by Design with Eric Young is great. They got Frankie Kazarian, they got Brandon Cutler over there, they got Joe Henry, they got a lot of great talent. It's just, unfortunately, they just don't get looked enough, and they're pre-taped. That's the thing. They're pre-taped their weekly show is pre-taped. That's what kind of hurts them. They got Moose. Bully Ray tonight cutting a great promo tonight for 12/1/2022, cutting a great ass promo. You got Scott D'Amore and Tommy Dreamer coming out and Rich Swann coming out and beating the crap out of Bully Ray. They had a squash match. Rich Swann got squashed here because they're setting up for the whole Bully Ray at Hard to Kill, I think it is. I think it's Hard to Kill pay-per-view, their next one. Him and the Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander. Josh Alexander is great. I wouldn't consider him to be a Kurt Angle-esque, though. I just think he likes putting on that wrestling gear. Wish they would change his little wrestling gear to something else, you know. He's a badass mofo. I thought he was going to be in AEW, but Impact, offered him a huge deal to stay. I do miss the North. I do miss him and Ethan Page. It just showed that Josh Alexander is really good at what he does. They give you vignettes before that promo gets cut that, Josh Alexander's wife was hot. She was wearing, this really good hot gear, and she almost got pile drive during Overdrive. And then that's when Josh Alexander will give Bully Ray that Hard to Kill championship stuff. But, the promos tonight were good. Everything to do with Impact is good. For nobody looking at them, they pull on really good stuff for what you're getting. They're on Twitch. They're on DAZN now. They're on, YouTube, if you subscribe, they have plenty of ways to get into places, right? Without having a national TV deal. And DAZN is really big. They're in like 70 different countries. So Impact is going to get that draw. My question is, Impact going to start going live? They should start going live on Access and Twitch and all this stuff. They should. They have enough places to where they can attract an audience. I think a lot of people have slept on the idea of Impact. I will say this, Bully Ray's promo is typical Bully Ray, but with an ask. Rich Swann comes out, does Rich Swann things. Rich Swann should be on AEW personally. I don't know why people are sleeping on him, and I love Su Yung and his wife and him. They're great in the ring. Honestly, I would honestly tell you that this promo was really good from Bully Ray, typical Bully Ray. We're getting a new side of Bully Ray. We're getting middle-aged Bully Ray, and it's really working out for him. And then you had Scott D'Amore coming out, taking his cufflinks off and putting a chair and breaking trophies and losing his mind. Is Scott D'Amore going to become a wrestler again? Scott D'Amore, you love him, you hate him. He's doing amazing things, really. I find Scott D'Amore funny. And then you got Tommy Dreamer being back as a producer after being suspended after the thing with the Vince McMahon shit and the Hell in a Plane or whatever it was. And he comes out and tells Bully Ray, "What the hell are you doing, man? This is not you. This is not what you do." But we all know Bully Ray is kind of like an MJF will turn on the fly kind of deal. And Bully Ray turns around and starts beating the crap out of Tommy Dreamer. Then Scott D'Amore comes out and Scott D'Amore's pulling out a chair, losing his mind, throwing cufflinks, spitting in the face of him, throwing water in his face, calling him a son of a bitch. How dare you, F you. Why did I hire you if you're going to be this way? And Bully Ray goes, "You hired me. I fooled you. Now I'm going to win your title." And that's how that went. And then they were trying to restrain Scott D'Amore. And, just a great overall to start the show. They hit off hard. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to Impact Wrestling. You want to hit it hard, get people to start talking. Bully Ray has still got it. At 40, almost 50 years old, he's still got it. I think Bully Ray's got some more left in him. Now, I didn't watch Lady Bird Johnston and defeats Miss Van Heaven in the. They have a pre-show. They have the BTI pre-show. I don't watch the pre-show because most of it's just up and coming talent. So I didn't really care about that. Rich Swann did win by disqualification. It was more of a squash match going Bully Ray. I said it was a squash match. It was. Again, we covered that. Moose defeats Pujar something name. I can't even pronounce that. And I'm not even going to try to, but I think it was Chupender defeats him. It was a squash match, but Chupender is really good and has a devastating spear. He's up and coming Impact. They're really working with India talent more of, and really good stuff, So Moose did win. Moose did win this one easily with a spear. Did his typical Moose thing. Moose is great. He doesn't need to be another world champion though. He's won the world belt too many times. I could see him fighting for a different belt, and that's what they kind of allude tonight with Joe Henry coming in the ring. Joe Henry's been great. I don't know why AEW didn't go and get him for Ring of Honor. But Joe Henry's really good talent. He's your digital media champion. Digital media champion is kind of social media stuff for Impact, kind of like an All-Atlantic belt for Impact. And Joe Henry's kind of made it prestigious, made it something important, which AEW take notes with this one. You should take notes because your All-Atlantic championship looks like a 24/7 belt. Orange Cassidy needs to be putting that over his waist and making that prestigious, because I hope he does lose the title at this point because it's been lukewarm. I really hope somebody takes it off of him. And I can really, really, really see Miro coming back. I could see somebody coming back and taking that right off of him. And that's the thing. So Moose defeats him. Again, this match was kind of a squash match. Joe Henry comes out, touches him. They get in a little sprawl. And then it looks like it's going to be Moose and Joe Henry at Hard to Kill for the next title defense for Joe Henry for the digital media title, which that's great business. Joe Henry's good. Moose is good and stuff like that. Frankie Kazarian, love him in Impact right now. Can't tell you enough. Impact gets Steve Marchant, formerly known as Steven Cutler, in NXT when he was part of Forbidden Sons. Steven Marchant is really good. Macklin, sorry. Macklin. And Macklin should be on AEW television. This guy you can sign, bring him in AEW or back to WWE. He's really good at what he does. And with him having this whole new gimmick from the Forbidden Sons years ago, he's been killing it. He was killing it on Ring of Honor. He's now killing it on Impact. AEW's kind of slept on him. That's somebody you bring in to AEW and you have him win like your TNT belt. That's Macklin's putting on the best work that I've ever seen. I remember him for the Forbidden Sons, and he was garbage then. But now he's turned it around, and I think people are sleeping on him. I really think, I don't know why no big organization has picked him up. I've seen him on NWA. The same with Moose on NWA. Moose has got a huge contract with Impact. He's not going to AEW anytime soon, but I would love to see Moose in AEW, honestly. Frankie Kazarian, nice to see him on television. Nice to see them part of the being home where he belongs in Impact. AEW really wasn't utilizing him properly, so I'm glad to see him getting attention. And this whole Steve Macklin and Frankie Kazarian feud is great. The match went on for a good 10 minutes. Frankie doing the typical Frankie thing, injured ribs and all. And then Steve Macklin couldn't finish him off, so he pulls out a chair and just starts ferociously beating the shit out of him with it. And it looks devastating. Now, Impact, when it comes to Impact, they don't have the money and the resources for camera angles and stuff like AEW does. But when they have these big actions, they really get into it. Like camera shot down, they really get into that. So this was really good. Macklin by disqualification. Gives Frankie Kazarian, stuff like that. Tasha Steelz and Serena Evans footage were shown them losing at Overdrive to the Death Dolls. And Steele says next week they're going to face Taya Valkyrie. Taya Valkyrie and the Death Dolls have been really good. I love Taya Valkyrie. She's hot as shit to me. But, Johnny Mundo or Johnny Impact has he got lucky. And Rosemary, anything she does, man, I'm surprised the big organization has not fucking signed her. She is so good at what she does. And Jessica Havoc, we all know why. Jessica Havoc has been part of the cancel movement. She said some choice things years ago, and it's it falls into kind of how we feel about how Warner feels about Discovery Media about the Briscoes. For saying some homophobic crap. And they apologized, and it was done 12 years ago. But it's the same thing with Jessica Havoc. A lot of people call her a racist and are not a supporter. I like Jessica Havoc. Jessica Havoc can put on a great match. She's been part of the Women's of Wrestling on CBS. It's been really good. She's been really, really good. I think she would be good for Impact. AEW. I think she should be on AEW television. Per week. She cuts a great promo. So does Rosemary. I think when those contracts expire, I think they should go pick up Rosemary's about 35, 36. I think she should go sign with a big promotion and get that big spotlight. Rosemary's underlooked, and Rosemary puts on a hell of a match. So does Taya Valkyrie. These are talents that either have been in the door of AEW or WWE that just don't get signed. And they put on 5-star matches in fucking Impact or Ring of Honor, for crying out, or AAA. And it's this is what AEW should be doing, putting on these women's matches that are hella fucking good and the promos that are good. You get to see that with Deonna Perazzo and Mickie James. I say Impact is so underlooked when it comes to the women's division, it's not even freaking funny. And I'm sorry to say this, and I know this video is going long, but I'm just telling you guys the truth here. AEW should be sitting and watching Impact Women's Division. Sit, mold it, take it, and use it. Because they can make their titles more prestigious. They can learn something. And I really think when Mickie James is all said and done, you bring her in. You have Madison Rayne there on stat, being your coach, being a producer of their women's talent. You bring in Mickie James. Mickie James, hands down. And then you bring in people like Deonna Purrazzo. Deonna Purrazzo needs a big contract from somebody. She is entertaining. She is good at what she does. Slamovich, same shit. But nobody looks at Impact, though. Everybody that I've seen online has shit on Impact and said, well, gee Willikers, Impact's just on a lousy network and doesn't do shit. Well, they do. They put on 5. Meltzer has given 5 stars to Impact Wrestling before. This new regime has been kicking ass for 2 years. But the reason why is Anthem's holding them back. Anthem needs to be on a nationwide channel that gets more recognition. They are doing the other things. They're on Twitch, YouTube, and now DAZN. DAZN is pretty big. People sleep on that. They signed a big deal with DAZN. And I think it's going to do well for their tape library and everything to do with them because it puts more people, puts more people on the product. And they have Impact Plus, but you get the point. Mickie James defeats Deonna Purrazzo in the last rodeo. So the rules are, if Mickie James loses, she has to retire out of Impact Wrestling. Do I think that's her last stint? No. I think Mickie James got a lot in the tank still left. I think Mickie James got more to offer, maybe for an AEW. Maybe she goes AEW next. I don't know those answers. But Mickie James should be a producer somewhere. She's highly regarded. She's respected. And a lot of women's talent has said that. Mickie James pulling on a typical match with Deonna Perazzo, the submission specialist. Deonna Perazzo. Don't understand. WWE didn't let her go. WWE let her go. Like, the Virtuoso, they let her go. I never understood that. She was great talent. 5-star. And could have led your women's division. And you're seeing it in Impact. And I really hope when her contract's all said and done that she gets signed to AEW and shine. Because she is really good. Deonna Purrazzo in a ring against Mickie James it's literally something you should watch and take in. Because it's really good. It's not something you just go to the bathroom for. Mickie James does put on really good matches at her age. She's still got it to a certain extent. I think she's doing a better job than Gail Kim did when she retired out of Impact. You know what I mean? So, do I see Mickie James becoming a producer for Impact? Definitely. Do I want her in AEW? Yes. The matches that Mickie James put on, it's kind of like that Daniel Bryan kind of thing where you kind of believe and then it builds up from there. But Deonna Purrazzo, 100%, should have won this match. But I understand what they're building up for. So they set up with Mickie James winning. She shakes hands with Deonna Purrazzo. And Jordynne Grace comes out. Jordynne Grace, man, is hot as hell. Like, that's a talent that you would want to sign to your AEW roster, literally, or WWE roster right now. I know Jonathan Gresham's wife is hot as hell. She's about herself to be a machine. That's somebody that I would say you put an undefeated record on in AEW and you give them the TBS belt. That's who you put your stock into. They should have signed her a long time ago before she re-signed with Impact. That should be your Jade Cargill. That should be what you do. Literally, I'm sorry to say this, but Jade is garbage. I think you put Jordynne Grace in that spot. If you traded Jordynne Grace for Jade Cargill, I'm not trying to compare AEW here, but it's when I watch good women's wrestling, I want to compare it to AEW to an extent because AEW should be taking these notes. They should be looking at their competitors and going, well, okay, well, we could do this. And you could have signed Jordynne Grace and had her be your first TBS champion. And you could have had an undefeated streak. Jade is more of your farm system where you put her in dark and you just let her go. Now, I do agree with Jordynne Grace when she talks smack on the internet about the people, the internet infantry. I do agree with her with that. She is 100% great. She deserves what she gets with Impact. She is a great champion. She has more than 5 moves of doom, like some wrestlers out there. And she's been in hell of matches for Impact. She's underlooked. That's the thing here. Like, I will say this all night. Most of the talent is underlooked. Oh, and I forgot to mention, Rhino and Heath Slater cutting great freaking promos as tag team champions. Rhino still got it. Heath, dude, the thing he sells, dude, when Rhino cuts a devastating promo, and he's sitting in the background with his eyes wide going, did I do that? Did I witness that? And he just sits back and he goes, well, that's just Rhino for you. That's just Rhino for you. I have no control with that. And he just walks off. And the Detroit Mortar Machine Guns, man, fantastic. I don't know why they're not in AEW, man. They should be on a big promotion on a big stage, man. They're really good. at what they do. I love both of them. I know they were part of, for a minute there, they were part of Jay Lethal's little crew, but I think they can come in because they're going to need people, especially with FTR kind of winding down and wanting a break out of wrestling, as they said on podcast. You kind of need to go after somebody that can lead your division, and I think the Machine Guns can do that. I don't know what their contract, states. But anyway, I've gone on too long with this video. I love you guys. Make sure to rate, like, and subscribe. Check out SlamZoneSports. This will be also up on the... I'll get everything up to date on everything. I apologize. It's not been... Fatal and I are working hard. We just stream on our main channels a lot. And we have to, do our things for Trovo and things like that. So, we'll get back to the fold of things on this channel. I love you guys. I love all the support that's been given to SlamZoneSports, gaming, all this month, last month, and the month before that. Love you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. More Impact news, reviews, things like that coming from us here at SlamZoneSports. I'll make sure of it because I do enjoy Impact Wrestling. And I think more and more people should watch it. Stop sleeping on Impact. Guys, stop sleeping on it and stop dishing on wrestling products. Enjoy all wrestling products, including MLW, including NWA. More wrestling means great for us wrestling fans. I don't like when big people on YouTube shit on wrestling in general. One wrestling promotion is not better than another. You know what I mean? We should all love wrestling because we watch it all the time. Like, I love how Impact gets shit on, but at the same time, they put on good shit. They're just not recognized enough. Anyway, this has been Rafe Realm with SlamZoneSports. Hope you enjoyed this review of Impact Wrestling for 12/1/2022. I'll see you guys in the next video review or live review, and peace.